Hey traders, welcome to the market update for the 17th of October. Markets have been pretty funny this week, haven't they? They seem pretty nervous across the board, and I'll cover that in the next few minutes. Gold update 42.48, 42.48, somewhere like that. It's a Heikin-Ashi chart, so let's have a look. Yeah, right, sorry, 42.27.28. So it's come down into this demand area here as predicted. So if you've held on from this morning's signal, congratulations, you've just made a lot of money. We sold in here. So the couple of things here, I will be covering 3 techniques that you can use today on gold on steroids, which is the outside bar position with demand or supply. I'll be doing the W formation, which you've seen many times before, but I want to be clear about this, how this works, the W formation, or even the M formation, as I can see there. We had one this morning. And then the continuation pattern, which you can use on gold. So there's 3 basic ways to analyze the markets and use them in different ways, and I'll cover that. I'll be stripping this right down so that you can enjoy that. Before we go into this, before we go into gold and the details of that, let's go into the markets quickly and see what's going on. Let's move my head out of the way there. Right, let's start off with the daily on the DXY. Further downside is highly probable. Highly probable. Weaker dollar could collapse at this stage. We're talking about maybe down to 96.76, maybe down to 94.82, maybe down to 93.50. If this happens, there's going to be some big moves on euro dollar, pound dollar, etc. Okay, so look out for that. The current status is that the price is moving down on the 4-hour chart. We can see that here with a sell power of 75. Beautiful M move. So the M move, the opposite to the W, of course, is that is the move that you're looking for. Very common pattern on any time frame. Look out for it. I'll show you that in more detail for gold in the next few minutes. Euro dollar, a beautiful bounce off of demand. I don't know when it was. When was that? Last Friday, according to that there. So we've been holding it for a week. So we've got with Forex, of course, it does take time for any kind of profit to come in because it's the average true range is much lower than gold. Gold can move. You can bank 200 pips as we did this morning within a few minutes. But with Forex, with an average true range of say 60 pips, then you can't expect to make 309 pips in a day. It'll take a week to get there, or even longer. We can see that the price action is about to fall, so that indicates that a correction is highly likely. This is highly reliable, by the way. It tells you exactly where the price cycle is. Highly reliable. If you want to trade it, just trade it. Just trade it. We can see here, so what's likely to happen is you're going to get a pullback down to about 50% of this move, down to about 116.26, and then it'll start to move up into next week now. So hold on, hold on, hold on. Pound USD doing the same thing. This was not, it was a valid trade. We can see that here, but the euro dollar just looked better for me. Aussie USD. Now this is, jumping ahead a little bit, this is the W formation, which I love these. So we wind out a little bit, we can see it a bit clearer. So the price has done this. So the next leg up is this. How far it goes, we don't know. But according to the daily chart, it's going to go up to this figure here, 66.56. Now the US yen, nothing else is happening with the dollar. The US yen is looking very interesting. Let's get the right one. It's there somewhere. Oh, there it is. But it's drifting. When I say it's drifting, you can see that the price is drifting in between supply and demand. There's a big, fat, beautiful FEG there, fair value gap. And price may come off that. It may come off that. But I'm much more interested down here, 146.30, where we've got a very strong demand area. I much prefer to be trading off these areas because they are highly lucrative. So what I mean by that is that as the price moves down, it's going to give us a much bigger target and a much bigger risk to reward. The rewards are massive compared to if we bought it here and it went up to there, for instance. So just patience is needed, of course. That's part of the business we're in. Patience and discipline is what is needed. The Aussie yen is ready, and I've sent in a signal into the VIP signal room. You should be making a few quid now. What I have noticed is that the stop losses are wider than normal, just the way the markets are at the moment. So in this instance here, we didn't get quite in on the demand area, so I've gone in a bit late, but never mind. So we've got 141 pip stop loss. You just lower your pip size accordingly to make sure your risk management is good. We've still got 2 times risk to reward, which is great, but you need to have that in order for the price to float. So this is probably going to do this, then it's going to do this, then it's going to do this, then it's going to do this, and hopefully it's then going to do that. That's the point of having the stop. So your initial stop, there's a few questions coming in from VIP members. Thank you very much indeed. Without questions, I really don't know the answers because I don't know the questions. So I don't know what you don't know. So one thing what I would suggest is that you place your stop below the demand area here. So just make sure wherever you're going to enter, just make sure that your stop is just below the demand area. Hasn't got to be massively below, but just make sure there's a gap to allow the price to breathe. Now in terms of trailing stops, I'll try and give you some examples. What had a big move recently? Let's have a look at the pound. Yen. Okay, so in terms of, there was no pullback there. I'm just looking for a pullback and a continuation pattern. Bear with me. I'm just going to flick through. Just go through the yens. We can see this drifting down into major support areas across the board. So keep an eye on the yens. There's going to be some big moves on the dollar and some big moves. New Zealand yen is ready. If you fancy that, I'm long the Aussie yen. Don't do both. All right, this is not bad. So what we're looking for is a buy into a demand area at the power of 82, which is great. So your entry is here. That's your entry there. Okay, and as the price moves up into profit, of course, your stop is below this area here, isn't it? Well, actually just below this area here. And your target's up here somewhere. But what I would suggest is that the change of character, i.e. it moves above the 9 moving average. Once it does that, you might feel you want to enter another position at some stage. If you see a pullback like this, another position there, or pullback there, that's another position there, isn't it? So let's say you go long here, number 1, and then you've got a long position here, number 2. Then this stop at number 1 goes to break even. You don't want to enter a second position with 2 lots of risk, because if it does that, then you're losing too much. So you only have 1 risk at a time. So I don't tend to use trailing stops. You can, and I'll show you that now actually. You can use trailing stops on a lower time frame. But what I would suggest is if you are going to have a continuation pattern like this moving above, and you might use the buy signals as well, then of course you'd have the opportunity to move your initial stop to break even before you've actually entered the position. Really, really important. So let's go to the 15-minute chart now, and let's zoom out a bit. All right, so here is that example here. Good example on the 15-minute chart. So you can use this as your trailing stop. So there's a 90 pip profit there with 3.38 risk to reward on the daily chart, and here another 92 pips. So you can use this information to say, right, okay, I'm happy with that, but I'm going to trail this bottom of this Fibonacci grid here until I'm stopped out, or until I'm happy where I'm going to take my profits. So trailing stops you can use on the 15-minute chart if you wish, if you have the advanced pro charts, that is the full version. All right, so let's have a look around. Let's have a look around. One question on the pound Aussie. Thank you very much. Where are we? There we are. So let's have a look at this. Let's get up to date. So this is my take on it, and it's a perfectly valid entry point yesterday, but what's happened is the price rallied above and continued up, pushing away the supply zone that was already here, like this, a yellow supply, and there was convergence into this area here. Now what happens is it also pushes this order block up here, up with it as well. But as we can see here, this is no longer valid because we don't have convergence. I do need to see this together. If I have a gap, I'm not particularly interested. There's other trades available, Aussie, yen, euro, dollar, etc. So picking the best trades is essential, and waiting for the price to come up into this area before it goes down, and it will. Okay, it will. We can know that by the daily chart. This is the pound Aussie on the daily chart. See how it's come up into this area. We've got an outside bar, cover that in the next few moments, into a very deep red zone. And when we get those red zones, they are highly lucrative. So we can see that the price is moving up into 206.80, 206.80, somewhere around here. So we do expect the price to give way, and even quite a long continuation pattern down to this kind of area here, 203. So yeah, not ready yet. So again, patience is a virtue. Don't worry if you get stopped out. It's only 50 pips. It's neither here nor there. Your winnings, I mean, the euro dollar is about 200 pips in profit. So don't worry about those odd misses, if you like, because they are small and irrelevant. Euro Aussie is valid. Cover this one. Let's cover this one now. So where the pound Aussie did not and does not have a valid trade, we can see we've got a power of 70 on the Euro Aussie, so you should be selling that if you're in the VIP signal room. If you want the advanced pro charts reversal system, which is this basically, I call it reversal, but it could be a continuation pattern from the daily chart, can't it? So it is just getting into a position much earlier than normal. I'm not waiting for others to come in. So the Euro Aussie looks good. Heading for 117.10. I haven't seen these today. I've been busy, so I'm just. This is a W fat pattern on the Aussie Canadian. If you fancied this, this is valid, plus 75. So you can buy this at your leisure. Stop loss below demand. This is a weak demand, it has to be said. This is not a long-term demand area, so it's still valid in terms of risk to reward. Target 92.19. Enjoy. New Zealand Canadian doing exactly the same thing. W. Oil is weak. Let's have a look at the daily on this one so we get a better, clearer picture. West Texas oil looking very weak indeed. Will it hold on to demand? Definitely in a downtrend, as we can see, but it's failed to break these areas of $57 at least 3 times. So any kind of bounce into these areas is highly likely to bounce back up to $64 in the next few days. I'm going to wait for change of character in this because oil is pretty volatile, to be honest with you. It's not something I like trading, to be fair. Alright, so let's go into gold on steroids, shall we? I need to strip away all this. So I'm going to cover outside bars, as I call them. It just means to me that the candle, or the wick of the candle, or the hold of the candle, is outside this channel. Special settings, of course. However, it works like a Bollinger Band, but much better than a Bollinger Band. Much more reliable. And so we can see, let me show you what I mean by this. We can see that this moment live, the price is way outside this channel. It doesn't like it outside the channel, but today is the exception, and it's not reacting while it's outside. This is an outside bar. This is an outside bar. This is an outside bar. Outside bar. Outside bar. Outside bar. So the wick has come outside. Doesn't like it. It won't stay there for very long usually. Let's have a look at much more relevant outside bar. So we can see here, you don't want to be long here. If you bought in here, which makes sense here, then of course that is a good buy. Green candles, no wicks, very strong, but exit here. You can see the correction, and then you have what we call a W formation. Okay, a double bottom basically. And once you get that and you have 2 outside bars, that's a very strong indication that the price is going to go up. Alright, so keep an eye on those. There's another one here. This is on a 30-minute chart. It works on a 15 as well. So double bottoms are really important with outside bars. Do not stay long here. You're going to lose your shirt if you try buying there like many people are going to do. They don't understand, and therefore the price does this. Don't know how many pips that is, but a lot. A lot. Okay, continuation patterns, we'll cover those in a minute. Just looking for outside bars, and it doesn't drag back that long. We don't need it to, but you can see whenever the price is within the range of this channel, then it usually continues in that range with that channel. If it's achieving higher lows and higher highs, then you know what to do. So outside bars with W patterns, double bottoms, double tops, and today we saw it, didn't we? An M, the other way round, of course. This is the pattern this morning that we saw. Pull down, outside bar, pull up, outside bar, double top, M, down. Okay, so if you held it from 43.70 as I suggested, then you're making a ton of money today. So let's talk about continuation patterns. W patterns I've covered, continuation patterns we'll do now. So by definition, you don't want to be buying when the price is outside the channel at the top. You don't want to be selling at the bottom as the price. You don't want to be selling now for sure. It's not ready. despite people may well go in there and get a quick profit. You're not looking for quick profits necessarily. So let's go into the continuation patterns. Now, if you are looking to trade outside bars on their own, then just be a bit wary of that. Do not go in, and you need to practice, in other words, first, because there is a skill to it on its own. Continuation patterns are obviously a lot easier because they're very visual and so on. So let's have a look at continuation patterns here on gold on steroids. We can see what we want to know is everything green or is everything red? Okay, so when everything is green, hold, 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 hold. And when everything is red, then sell, 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 sell. So you don't want to be buying here or here. Selling here makes sense. Okay, we did sell here on 43.70 in this area because we had enough information, and the information was that we had divergence in the market, we had a double top in the market, we had an outside bar in the market, and we had a sell power, you can't see that, of above 60, 61 I think it was. So that combination is very powerful indeed. It gives you a better decision to, in this case, go short. You definitely don't want to be long, as I mentioned earlier, when the price is outside the channel. It's gone too far too quickly, and this has gone too far too quickly. So we have to say that in this instance we are looking for some kind of reversal back into the uptrend. Now the other thing to bear in mind is that you want a correlation. Cover that now as well. So the correlation with gold is the US dollar, isn't it? So let me just swap over to the DXY. So all you do is whenever you're going long gold, just make sure that the dollar is weakening. And if you're going short gold, just make sure that the DXY is strengthening. The opposite, of course. And if everything's green or everything's red, then you know that your trade is a safe trade, if that makes sense. Back to gold. And as we can see, the exact opposite applies here. Alright, so a good move. Now in order to buy this, and we are looking at gold at $5,000 by the way, could be pretty quick, much quicker than normal. But I've said that before, and it takes ages, but you just never know how long it's going to take. So I am looking to go long on gold again, and certainly not at the moment. But and the other thing to bear in mind in a continuation pattern is just dial down to your 5-minute chart, which is this on the right now, and look out for a sell signal here. Okay. Now, of course, to make it a lot simpler, a much cleaner chart, you can simply buy on the buy signals if you prefer. It's a preference thing. You don't have to use all the tools that we know work really well. You may just prefer to enter on a buy signal, okay, from demand as well, which is useful, and or sell from supply with an outside bar. So that's got a much cleaner chart. So before this becomes a buy, of course, we need to see some kind of reversal point and the price to go green with a buy signal back up to 43.60. So this is the look on, if you have a look at here, oh, this is a 3-minute chart actually, it's all right, 3-minute charts is fine. We can see they've got a sell signal that coincides exactly at the same time as the sell signal on the 15-minute, set at 1 to 10 by the way. And this here is a great way to get in, and then you just see the price fall, 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 fall. If you set it at 1.5 rather than 3, we've covered that before for VIP members, then of course you're going to get more signals. However, if you set it at 3, which is this now, you can trail this. Talking about trailing stops, you can trail this on a 3-minute chart. See how this is? So what's going on now? So your trailing stop will be started up here, 43.64, 43.25. So your trailing stop now is 42.86. So how many pips is that? I don't know. I haven't got a Scooby. Let's have a look from this signal to this signal. You know, it's really easy. Whoops, I don't want that. Thank you very much. So we take it down to there. That's that's 1,120 pips. But if you lock in that there, that's 534 pips on a 3-minute chart. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I think I've answered most of the questions. Keep the questions coming, because I don't know what you don't know. And looks like we've got some nice moves coming on in the VIP signals room. Have a wonderful weekend.